the younger generation, they think like Gucci is kind of cool. I'm not sure why.
Sustainability effort as well, making things that will last 10, 15, 20 years instead of things that you can throw away in a season. Those are all the things that we like here.
What's some menswear tips that you think a lot of people get wrong these days? If you're just breaking all the rules and you have no idea what the rules are, then you can end up looking stupid, I think. They only own a navy suit and people are buying these color brown. Absolutely. I would have expected like maybe this brown or even a lighter tan. Welcome to the Great American Menswear Tour. Join me as we explore the cities at the heart of American style, the stores improving our dress, the wares of a gentleman, the people behind the threads, the dining of a classier dress code, and the culture of menswear in America. Alright, we made it to 9th Avenue. We need to get over to 4th and Walsh. Enter the station at 6th and Waverly. Looks like we need to go across the street by the little square. This is New York, there's the World Trade Center. We gotta go back towards it. So Google tried to put us on a bus, but I haven't ridden a bus in the city yet, so we opted to catch a taxi. However, you used to flag them down with your hand and tried to do that, and the guy didn't stop. I don't know. So we caught a taxi. It's the same as it used to be. Just raise your hand and the taxi's open, they stop. Now making better time, trying to stay as not sweaty as possible. That's the goal. So we landed right next to the Gucci store, and among the younger generation, they think like Gucci is kind of cool. I'm not sure why, but we're gonna go in the store and we're gonna see how low respect they're gonna pay to us because you guys are not in suits. We're gonna walk in and they'll be like, they probably won't even say hi. Hard to find sunglasses that look great on me. I gotta say, these do not look that bad. So those glasses were $4.50. We were talking with the guy about suits. He said this store doesn't sell suits, but if we wanted to go uptown, we could see their suit selection. I don't think we'll be doing that, but we asked him if he wears suits outside of work, and he says he's more of a streetwear guy. He pointed us to his place not far from here that has a lot of streetwear stores. So I know Ben wants to check those out.
Oh yeah.
But on to suits. We got to find some suits nearby. I think there's one right across the road over here, and we'll see if we can try on a couple. Got the Thom Sweeney sign. Here's their showroom. We'll check out there. Your name is?
Andrew.
This is our first stop in New York. Again, we're trying to tell the story of menswear in America. And this shop came up online as one that we liked the vibe of your showroom. And so give us a quick history on your company, and then if you wouldn't mind showing us around a bit.
Absolutely. So Thom Sweeney originated as a Savile Row bespoke brand. Started roughly in the early 2000s or so with Tom Whitted and Luke Sweeney. They kind of the new contemporary boys on the block in Savile Row, which was more just kind of old English styling. From there, they decided to go for a more fashion forward, a little more interesting contemporary route, which is like a softer shoulder, but still with an English foundation to the actual construction of a suit. We still have our bespoke as the foundation and probably the most profitable part of our business, but they started branching out into kind of all three levels of menswear. being that made to measure, as well as a small collection of the ready-to-wear. Yeah, so I could take you through a quick tour of the store here.
Yeah.
This entire kind of store selection here would be the ready-to-wear collection. Right now, our spring summer's out, as a lot of linens, silk cashmere, like lightweight cashmeres and all, silks and fine cottons that go throughout. Different color stories of more of the interesting greens, some more burnt oranges and terracottas, going into the more classic navies and kind of the softer, almost taupe tones.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice stuff that leads to kind of a whole collection of our continuous suiting, meaning the kind of perennials that stay together with us. We also do have different examples of our bespoke suiting. So this would be a 3-piece silk suit that we did. We also have a few kind of our black tie, which a lot of people actually come for. It's probably the most common thing that people ask for, especially in this time of year. And this is what I was talking about before about continuous suiting. This would be the standard things that we would have for people that are what they're wearing right now. So lighter weight, a little more breathable, nothing too heavy like a flannel per se until they get to the dead of winter. But these are really the fan favorites here in the store.
So tell me about menswear in New York. What is the scene like here with menswear?
I'd hate to say it, but it's slowly dying out in the sense of there's less of a culture of dressing up in suiting right now. Nowadays, if people are dressing in menswear, it's going to be more sport coat trousers, or there are some traditionalists that have to wear it for work. So they would be wearing worsteds like these, as opposed to anything that's a little more interesting, like a linen suit or things like that, you know.
Okay. Who is still wearing menswear today in New York?
I would say enthusiasts, just general people that really like the idea of preserving a heritage like this. I think some of the younger generation, people like myself, who enjoy looking like and emulating those that have come before us. I think in particular, just keeping the tradition alive is really what it is. The sustainability effort as well, making things that will last 10, 15, 20 years instead of things that you can throw away in a season. Those are all the things that we like here.
Awesome. So less people are wearing it, but what are they wearing when they are wearing it? You mentioned the tuxedos popular this time of year. What else
Definitely.
are they wearing?
In the spring, summer, more particularly, right now in menswear, there's having Sol Biati is a particular brand that we endorse a lot. We do a lot of Loro Piana fabrics here, but Sol Biati is a subset of them that does a very nice, fine, almost suede linen. This is a very popular type of soft linen that we do. A little bit on the heavier, this is about 15 ounces, but it still wears very soft. It's very nice. It's something that's different than any other linen that you would typically think of. That would be very popular in the moment. I think in general, most people are wearing just lighter weight things as the world warms up. People are looking at frescoes, fine plain weaves and all.
Okay.
Nowadays, I'm starting to find people come in, particularly because of kind of wardrobe changes. Post-COVID, a lot of things change where people are doing away with their classic worsted suits like these, and they want to still dress nicely. So they're buying hopsack jackets, different trousers and all.
Do you have a hopsack jacket?
We absolutely
example?
do. Right over here, we have this is from Drappers here.
Okay.
Very simple. I believe this is about a 9-ounce classic navy. You can't really go wrong with this.
It's kind of a rough, but
Yeah.
seems breathable.
Definitely, yeah. And this also comes half line. So it's an option that we can certainly do. I would say the driving kind of factor of our business is going to be more of the made to measure and bespoke, less so of all this ready to wear per se, but these are great examples of what we can do and really what's fashionable right now in menswear.
Okay. Just to kind of hit that question a little bit more in depth.
Sure.
Are there any notable events or things that force people to dress up in the city? Obviously, I would bet on Wall Street there's some companies that they have to be dressed up still, and I would bet, what would you say, like how many companies on Wall Street still require?
They're slowly moving out of it. That's the thing.
Are there any?
I believe there's quite a few banks. I know
investment
Chase
banks?
Investment banks. There's a lot of smaller, like, we actually normally get a lot of real estate agents or those that have kind of in general real estate here that they just want to dress up and look nice. Less companies, it's more of just like people specifically.
And are there restaurants or clubs that you still have to be dressed up for or no?
There are definitely a few.
There are.
Actually, right down the street, there's a restaurant called Mamo, very nice Italian restaurant. They do still have dress codes here. I believe Hawksmoor as well up on the East Village or so. They have a dress code as well.
Okay. Yeah. And what about clubs or other places?
There are a few. I know we're actually doing a pop-up in the Hamptons right now for a tennis club over there. They do have a bit of a dress code as well. So when you're in the club, you could obviously be in shorts and everything, but to be there and in the lounges and all, you have to be dressed up a little bit more.
And then like events, are there yearly events that happen, like fundraisers or notable
definitely,
that
yeah.
you know of, like that you can name?
I know definitely Met Galas, the museums, Natural History Museum has a very nice one, like probably always in the fall.
Okay.
That people dress up for often.
And so does that draw people in? You're like, hey, I need a suit for this, and they're coming and buying a suit, or no?
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit.
There's always slight bursts of people that come by and, you know, they take a look at the ready-to-wear collection. Some people prepare in advance and they do bespoke and made-to-measure.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. What's some menswear tips that you think a lot of people get wrong these days?
I think one of the big things that I see, especially on the subway, is gentlemen wearing backpacks or just carrying suitcases, like, you know, slings and all that across suit shoulders. Definitely ruins the suit. You should be carrying all your items specifically in your hands, no matter how heavy it is or at all. It just ruins the line of the shoulder. That's
So you need a good bag.
Definitely.
Really, like a briefcase or some sort of bag that you can carry.
Definitely. It doesn't matter if it's a sporty Nike whatever, but as long as you're carrying it and just keeping those suit pads like nice and sharp,
Well, that's interesting because your suits are softer on the shoulders in
Yeah.
general, but still it messes up the.
it wears away at the fabric.
Yeah.
Especially on one side, if you're wearing a sling or on the backpack, it'll just ruin the entirety of the back as
Right.
you keep wearing it. So
Yeah.
even if you wear a backpack for evenly on across the shoulders, that abrasion after 2 months, it'll ruin the suit.
Yeah. And so with the suit carrying a bag, you're okay with like a Nike bag?
For people in general, just as long as they're carrying something in their hands as opposed to over their shoulders. I specifically have a Filson that I use. Just a nice canvas bag, I think would be. It's a nicer
canvas.
It's a little more casual. It's not necessarily like a full briefcase or a attaché.
Yeah, I've heard some people say your briefcase, it should be a leather briefcase and it should match your belt.
That you
that's
certainly
intense.
can. Yeah.
But I like the canvas idea. All right, any other menswear tips?
Always visit your local tailor. I always see sleeves that are a little too long, or trousers that are a little too long or a little too short.
So what do you, with sleeves, where do you like the sleeves? Because that's something that people debate, how long the sleeve should be.
Right.
What's your opinion on that?
In terms of jacket length, the general rule of thumb, at least for us here, is about a quarter to half inch of your shirt cuff showing, provided that your shirt fits well.
Yeah.
And the sleeve length fits
Where do you
well with
like
that.
the sleeve to land?
Typically right just before the hand, so you wouldn't be feeling it on the palm of your hand. So yeah, exactly, like right about here. That's perfect for the shirt. And then your sleeve, this is actually just about. We typically find that we would prefer like right there.
You want it a little bit smaller?
Just a little
and
bit.
I do like it a little bit bigger, so.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think it's a pretty subjective thing. It has the freedom now to not follow as many rules as before.
Yeah.
And I think that those that are very strict on the rules
Yeah.
don't allow for any creativity to happen. And
Yeah.
in this world now, we need to be more creative, need to be able to be more flexible. And,
I agree with that. I guess I would add that you should still know the rule,
oh, definitely, yeah.
but if you're going to break it, you should know why you're breaking it.
Exactly.
If you're going to break a lot of rules, you should know that you're breaking a lot of rules, because if you're just breaking all the rules and you have no idea what the rules are, then you can end up looking stupid, I think.
Absolutely, I would 100% agree.
Ooh, oh man.
Fits very well.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful through the shoulders, just across there. A little bit of padding through the shoulder itself, not too much wadding through the actual sleeve head. Fits actually very well through the sleeves, I'd say. Maybe just a touch long.
I like the sleeves a little shorter, so.
Right, definitely. The jacket length itself is very nice. I like the suppression through the waist.
Oh man,
It's great.
this is perfect. This is what a nice suit looks like, people. This is what a nice suit looks like. You can tell that the fabric is really nice. I like your focus on fabrics that are gonna last,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yeah.
And I think that is one thing that's underrated in the casual menswear. Like, we're buying t-shirts, we're throwing them away all the time. You get a nice suit, you take care of it. By the way, I've ruined suits with the shoulder straps, so I totally buy into that piece of advice. But this is a blue. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful suit.
It's a
Absolutely beautiful.
drapes exceptionally through the back. If you turn to the side through here, you see a complete curve, no hitches through, and it suppresses right through the bottom of the back here and comes to a very clean end at the seat.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
this is a beautiful suit. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it does.
It's a great 4-season lower piana. I believe 8 ounces, 8.5, I think.
Okay.
perfect worsted wool for exactly what we were talking about of that one navy suit.
Blue.
Yeah, this is what we would recommend.
Yeah, and it's almost a black, but
very close.
This goes very well with like some tan trousers too. So like if you were just gonna have your blue suit, you could get some matching pants and then some tan pants. It looks really good with a set of tan pants. Can we try the trousers for it?
For sure.
It is a little cooler,
but
in the summer.
I think for something like this, where it's a full suit, a nice taper like this, like a complete half break like that, I think you can't go wrong.
These pants are a little bit tighter than the ones you have on.
Yes,
right?
yes. These are made to measures. So
okay.
I made these for myself.
So you make your pants a little bit wider than this. I like mine slightly wider than that too, like a little bit wider at the bottom. I'm not opposed to this. There's a lot of, we were in Boston and there was a company there we toured and they were even tighter at the bottom. And I was like, oh man, I almost bought a suit, but I was like, I don't know that I would like it that tight. So yours, I think I could get away with.
Right. We would prefer to probably open it up a little bit more though. Try to match your style. Yeah. Nowadays, especially people have this assumption in Savile Row about you buy it, you have no say about your own style, your preferences, they're out of the way. You just get what you get. Right. Here and just in menswear in general, how you evolve is really accepting the customer's identity and being able to give them the freedom to say, I want this, I like this, and things like that. So
but overall, pants feel very good. We got the buckles on the side if we need to adjust it.
Definitely. We prefer a flat front, keep it nice and clean. And these could be separates as well. The side adjusters make for a cleaner waistband, but we can certainly do belt loops on a made-to-measure or bespoke order. Okay. If the client prefers.
Yeah, I do like a belt just because I like to match my shoes.
It's a very nice look.
I like the accessory.
Yeah.
Wow, this is nice. And you said this is about $3,000?
Just about. I would say about 2,600.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Men are not wearing suits as much, but there are still a large population of men that wear it once a week for church. What do you recommend for a man who's like, all right, I'm going to start going to church. I need a wardrobe that can support that and be interesting. What do you recommend they start with?
Classic navy suit, single-breasted, flat pockets. Keep it as simple as you can, flat-fronted trousers. If you want to add a cuff, certainly. But the easiest way to go about it is a darker navy. Instead of anything brighter, any mid blues, I would say keep that out of the closet. If you're gonna have one suit, grays can look a little bit more corporate in a way. I think the navy, just because it has, especially a dark navy, just like actually what you're wearing right now, it's a little richer in terms of color, and it definitely works for any formal event that you have, and it works perfect for church.
And do you think one suit's enough for someone who just wears it once a week, or?
I would say if they're gonna wear it once a week, so like let's say 52 weeks out of the year, one would be fine. It would be preferable if you had two.
What would the second color be?
Second color, you can go dark gray, preferably charcoal if you were gonna go in that route. But it's always nice to have something that might be a little more fun as well. Yeah. So it really depends on the context of how their life is, what they wanna wear, what they don't want to wear, what climate they're in as well. In particular in New York here, we would probably say a fall-winter navy and then a lightweight spring-summer navy if you wanted to do something like that and keep it a little more conservative. But if you want to have more fun with it, like a linen or a wool silk linen, or maybe even just do sport coat trousers. There's a lot of ways to go about it, but I think that one navy suit, that's definitely what you should have. The second and third suits that you have should be a little more flexible.
Okay. And what about for shirts?
Shirts, definitely one white dress shirt, a little more conservative with the collar, so either spread if you want a larger tie, or a point collar shirt, which we actually prefer, so that it keeps underneath the lapels of the jacket itself. Definitely one with French cuffs, I would say, that for the white shirt. And then either a light blue or light blue stripe as your second.
Light blue stripe, I like that. That would go with the blue.
Definitely would go with both, actually, if you were to do like a navy or a gray or any of those more conservative colors.
And what about shoe color for that?
Shoe colors, we prefer gentlemen to have a dark brown, but it has to be a very specific dark brown in the sense of almost black. If you wanted to go with loafers, a dark brown suede loafer like this, I think would work in many occasions. It would be a little more casual for weddings, funerals, and all. But I think that this will work in most everyday situations.
They only own a navy suit and people are buying these color brown. I would have
Absolutely.
expected like maybe this brown or even a lighter tan.
Yeah, I think that's typical for most people who think about like suits. Oh, I need something a little bit lighter. They see this type of brown and they would say, that's the one that I definitely need. But I think something darker like these here, the suede absorbs a little bit more light, so it keeps it a little more formal. It doesn't shine as bright as a chestnut brown like this.
Yeah.
So in contrast here, this looks to me a little more casual because it's brighter, whereas this can work with more ranges of darker suits.
Okay.
So that's how I
I've
usually
never
recommend
thought
it.
about that, but I like that color.
No, of course.
So what do your suits run and your shoes run like in terms of pricing?
Absolutely. So our made to measure starts at about $4,500, so $4,500. Our ready to wear is anywhere between the $2,300 to $2,900 range, and then our bespoke is just about $8,500.
Are people who wear suits, are they more successful or less successful? How does the dress impact their life success, career success, happiness? Do you think it has any effect on it at all?
I personally don't think it has an effect on people, but I think it changes the way that you feel and the way that you present yourself to other people, which could indirectly change how people do business with you. I think that when you wear a suit, psychologically for yourself, you feel better, a little sharper. You're dressed well, especially if it's a well-fitted custom suit.
Yeah, you know it fits well, it looks good, and you know, it does change how you see
Absolutely.
yourself. I also think it does change how people see you. Should it? Maybe not, but I think it does have some effect. Any other thoughts on that, like how suits impact success or?
Yeah, I think nowadays in this world, it's a little more open to interpretation of things. I think that suits can convey formality, but it doesn't necessarily convey success. I think that's what it really says. I think that those that do dress and want to present themselves in just a more interesting way, something that's a little more sharper and want to command kind of the room and the respect of the room, I think you would need to wear a suit.
In what ways would America be better if more men wore suits?
I think that we respect what we wear a little bit more. I think that fast fashion brands are a very sad thing. I think throwing out your clothes and after wearing it twice, 3 times is very sad. The fact that you can wear a suit, a well-fitted custom suit for 10, 15, 20 plus years, that's a virtue in itself. And suiting and just menswear in general commands respect and demands respect. And I think that people have just kind of forgotten about it. I think in America specifically, we would be less consumers of things and just more appreciating what we have.
The way we do these tours is we come into a city, talk to people like you, and then we go to eat something. So where would you recommend that we eat?
I definitely recommend Mamo, what I was saying before.
Mamo? Okay.
Yeah,
Can we get in there? That's the question.
I would say so actually in...
Even dressed like this?
Probably not. Sorry about that. Another alternative would be, there's Gotan.
It's kind of like espresso, but is it like a cafe kind of thing?
Cafe, sandwiches, things like that, nice and light. I would also say it would be hard to get in right now. It might be a little popular, but around the corner is Balthazar's. It's a French bakery.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
Yeah. And you can, I dressed like that like last month, so it's all good. Yeah.
All right, I think that's it. That's the winner so far.
Balthazar's.
We'll see if it wins with
You
the other
might-
people we talk to.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
well, thank you so much.
Of course, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
That was really fun. Tried a couple of other stores, but they weren't really suit related. We went into Proper Cloth. They're more of a made to measure, but they said they'd have to get approval from their marketing department to talk to us. And we ran out of time, so I think that's all there is for New York. Maybe if we're near the Gucci store up north, we'll go and try on their suits, but they're probably out of our price range. Anyways, got to meet up with Brooke and then go from there. Central Park, check that out a little bit, and then keep moving. So I just bought a crepe from this guy, King of Waffles and Crepes. I don't know if that's his store, but he was really methodical about everything, and he's out cleaning his shop. If you ever are in Central Park, try out the crepe guy. We got the pesto chicken, and it was delicious. We're just sitting on the corner, waiting for the kids to get back. We are in beautiful Central Park, New York, New York, and I'm going to teach you the vampire knot. If you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button or leave a comment, and we'll be able to create more videos like this. So with that, this is Ben, signing out.